My name's Nathan Whitmore, and I'll be damned if I didn't learn the hard way that family can stab you in the back while you're still wiping tears for the old man. It was October last year, Grandpa Roland's funeral at the Rochester Country Club, and while my cousins were popping champagne over their millions, I stood there clutching a crumpled envelope with a lone plane ticket inside. Preston, Mallory, Vernon, and Beatrice laughing like hyenas as I held that ticket to Rome. Poor Nate, the teacher got a vacation, Preston cackled, adjusting his $5,000 Armani suit. 6 months later, they were on their knees begging me to save them. This is how the worst day of my life became my sweetest revenge. And if you love a good twist, stick around. Revenge Twist is where stories like this unfold. I grew up a Whitmore in Detroit, a name that meant yacht clubs and private schools to some, but to me, it meant choosing a beat-up Honda Civic over a trust fund. I'm a high school history teacher at Lincoln High, waking up at 5:30 a.m. to the same Texas-shaped water stain on my apartment ceiling, Mrs. Chen's exercises thumping through the walls, and my neighbor's dog barking like clockwork. My life was modest, grading Civil War essays at a garage sale table, driving 3 hours to say goodbye to Grandpa Roland, the only one who ever saw me. He built Whitmore Shipping Industries from a single fishing boat after World War II, turning it into a cargo empire. Everyone wanted his kingdom. Everyone but me. I just wanted one more chess game with the old man who taught me the quiet moves win the war. That funeral day was a gut punch. Preston, my older cousin, strutted in his CEO-ready suit, rehearsing his speech for the company. Mallory, his sister, hid her yacht dreams behind designer shades, already plotting Instagram posts. Their parents, Vernon and Beatrice, hovered like vultures, Vernon's hand itching for the lawyer's papers. Me, I drove that rickety Civic with brakes screaming just to honor Grandpa. My dad, Dennis, understood my choice. He died at 15, a heart attack at his desk cleaning up Vernon's messes. "Nathan, don't let them mold you," he'd said. His last words. Mom, Grace, a nurse at Detroit General, picked up the pieces, working double shifts after Dad signed away his shares to bail Vernon out. She never complained, but her glare at Vernon's funeral spoke volumes. Grandpa Roland was an enigma. Three-piece suits hiding a man who believed in earning, not giving. Birthday cards came with $20 and a note, "Make it worth more." Christmas brought business books, not toys. But those Sunday chess games, that's where he shone. Started when I was 10, after my school tournament win. I'd lose in 12 moves, but he'd return, teaching me strategy. "You play like your father, too safe," he'd say. "Maybe I don't want to sacrifice everything," I'd reply. He smiled, first time I saw it. "That's why you're the only one I care about, Nathan." Preston and Mallory never got it. Preston shadowed Grandpa at the office, MBA from Wharton on his sleeve, turning dinners into business lectures. Mallory branded herself on Instagram, 200,000 followers watching her pose on boats, dating a Swiss banker. Vernon, CFO by title, leaned on assistants, while Beatrice chased society pages at galas. Me, I taught 43 kids about the Constitution, feeling richer than they'd ever know. The will reading was a circus. Mr. Harwick, the family lawyer, opened Grandpa's leather folder in that oak-paneled room. To Vernon and Beatrice, the Hamptons estate and an investment portfolio. Beatrice squealed, diamonds flashing. To Preston, Whitmore Shipping Industries with a 1-year employment condition. He stood, chair scraping, phone out. To Mallory, the Manhattan penthouse and yacht serenity. She squealed louder, filming it. Then Harwick turned to me. To Nathan Whitmore, this. A worn envelope, my name in Grandpa's shaky hand. Silence broke into laughter. Preston snatched the ticket. Rome, one way, 48 hours. "Coach, the teacher gets a trip." Mallory recorded, giggling. Vernon smirked. "Roland knew you lacked the killer instinct." Beatrice cooed, "A nice farewell gift." Mom's voice cut through. "Is that all?" Harwick nodded, mentioning a letter for me in Rome. Preston howled. "Sorry, you're poor, Nate." I took the envelope, heart pounding. "I'm going," I said, meeting their smug stares. Vernon called me a sentimental fool, but I knew Grandpa's moves were never random. That night, I stared at the ticket, bank balance at $1,847.23, rent due in 5 days. Car brakes shot. Logic screamed, no,
But Grandpa's last chess game echoed. "Real trust is following without understanding," he'd said, softer than ever. I called Mom. "I'm going." She sighed. "He called me last month, said to support you." At Lincoln High, I begged for 3 days off. Dr. Washington relented after 6 years without a sick day. Jasmine, a sharp student, asked, "You okay, Mr. Whitmore?" "Just history in the making," I said, packing Dad's leather journal. At Detroit Metro, the ticket revealed a penciled-in 1947, Grandpa's post-Navy year. Boarding 32B, cramped between a snorer and an iPad blaster, I felt oddly right. Grandpa's voice haunted me. Power's what you lose to gain something better. The plane bank poured Rome, my cousins reveling in their spoils, unaware Grandpa's real game had begun. Landing at Fiumicino 3:07 p.m., I was lost. No plan, no hotel. Immigration stamped me through despite my "I don't know" answer. In the arrivals hall, a sign read Nathan Whitmore. A suited driver, Lorenzo, took my bag. "Your grandfather arranged this. Monterey Estate, 1 hour north." A Mercedes whisked me past olive groves. "He visited every September, alone," Lorenzo said. The villa, stone, terraces, vineyards, stunned me. An elegant woman emerged, tears falling. "Nathan, meet your grandmother Sophia Whitmore," Lorenzo said. My world spun. "Impossible! My grandmother's dead." Sophia took my hands. "Your American grandmother Carol died. I'm alive. You have his eyes, your father's spirit." Inside, photos showed Grandpa young, married to Sophia in 1947. She said, "We built this from nothing, pouring wine from their vineyard, Areta, inheritance." He left for the Korean War, met Carol, had Vernon. He couldn't choose, so he lived 2 lives. She handed me a folder. Whitmore Vineyards International, $47 million. A video played. Grandpa peaceful. "Nathan, you trusted me. Your cousins got hollow prizes. Whitmore Shipping is bankrupt, the penthouse mortgaged, the yacht leased. You got truth, family, real wealth. Your Uncle Augusta runs it. Be kinder to them when they beg." Sophia smiled. "He spoke of you always." 3 weeks in Italy, I met Augusto, Marco, and Elena, my real family. Back in Detroit, Preston called desperate. "The company's gone. Help us." I offered him U.S. distribution for Areta wines. Salary, no ownership. He took it. Mallory joined, now engaged to Lorenzo's son, thriving in Rome. Vernon and Beatrice downsized to Jersey, working humbly. Mom retired to a California guest house painting. I teach part-time, summers in Italy. Last week, Augusto said, "The winner knows which pieces matter." Grandpa's 2024 wine, unopened, reads, "For Nathan, who understood the best inheritance is trust." On Revenge Twist, we turn betrayal into triumph. Subscribe for more.